Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday afternoon. Normally, you see me Wednesday evening, but I am live doing my Wednesday afternoon tutorial for you today. I'm really excited about today's card. The product is really fun. I have some tips and tricks that I'm going to share with you, some things that I did kind of unique to the card. But before we dive in that, I have a couple of announcements I just want to make. And as you're coming in, please introduce yourself. Let me know where you're watching from so I can give you a shout out and say hello. First things first, are we like what are we? Hold on, let me look at the calendar. We are like a week and a half out from the end of the month, which is like crazy. I don't know where October has gone, but it is flown. At least that's how it's been for me. We have an amazing starter kit option going on right now. It is hands down by far the very best value you will find. And I don't know about you, but right now, a discount sounds pretty good with the way things are going and whatnot. So the starter kit for $99, you get $155 in product this month only. That's $30 more than you would normally get. So you're going to want to take advantage of it. And you pick out every single product that you would like for $155. You can pick $155 worth of Stampin' Dimensionals if you'd like. I don't know why you would, but you could. And that's going on. Then after that, you get a 20% discount minimum on all your orders. Okay. So your machines, your cardstock, your bundles, everything, your kits, all 20% off, and never any pressure to sell. You will never hear from me to like get on that ever. Never, never, never. So that's going on right now. I'd love to have you a part of the Art and Soul team. We just have a good time. I love these ladies so much. Don't want you to miss out on all of that. So that's going on right now. The amazing awesomeness offer ends end of October 31st. So you're going to want to get on that. Hold on. I'm just pulling out paper. Who's all here? Debbie's here. Margaret's here from 2 a.m. in Sydney. Margaret. Jean? Is that how you pronounce her? Jean, maybe? Hey, Amy. Good to see everyone. Okay. Second thing, and then we're going to dive into today's card. I almost said tonight because I'm always at night, but today's card, starting November 1st, you guys are going to be able to order a product that demonstrators have been able to pre-order. By the way, you can add this product to your starter kit, okay, if you want to take advantage of it. Hello, Debbie. All my international friends are coming now. I love it. Hey, Vicky. Good morning. Good morning. It's still morning. I didn't grab Flame Florets. Okay, so it is a big collection of product. The product that you can get includes the framed florets. Let me just do this quickly so you can get a closer look. Framed florets, it's a bundle. This is a pre-order from the January to June catalog. Beautiful. I love this script. It is so pretty. I love the font and just a great mix of like birthday, thank you, just because, all the things. So it comes in a bundle, and my bundle has already been well loved, so don't mind the way it looks, but it comes with these really pretty frames, and you can layer them, mix and match them, put them together. Like, oh, I love this so much. So this is a pre-order that you can order starting November 1st. In addition, you can add on a framed and festive I'm trying not to get a glare. There we go. Stamp set. This is a holiday stamp set. Again, love the script so much. This is a cling stamp, okay? And this is while supplies last. So starting November 1st, while supplies last. In addition, you can also add on beautiful designer series paper. I think I don't have all of them. Oh, I have 5 out of the 6. I must have cut the other one up. Really, 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 really pretty images, paper, colors, so soft, so feminine, really, really pretty. Like, I love these blues and greens. love this. Can I just get like a wallpaper of this in my house? This one is great. You can color in the berries red to make it more festive. And then this one of the dies cuts out this image, and then you can fussy cut if you want the other images. You can imagine I fussy cut them. You can imagine I've done that. And then there's gold dots, which are behind my computer, like this. Gold swirls, I think they're called. Okay. So that collection of product will go live to you guys starting November 1st. When you shop through my store and you order the bundle, so you don't have to get the whole kit and caboodle if you don't want, although you should. When you get just the bundle, you're going to get 8 free tutorials using this product from me, just for ordering the bundle. Okay. This will give you lots of inspiration, lots of different ideas to use the product, creative, new, different, awesome ways. Okay. So November 1st, or you can get it in a starter kit now and get it as part of your $155 of product. Okie dokie. I agree, Roz. I love it so much. So pretty. Okay. So today, this week, I'm using the Fond of Autumn bundle. I was kind of hesitant to use it because we used it in our stamp camp and I designed them. How is my hand, Debbie? My hand is much better. I don't know if you can see. It's still ugly looking. Like, I'm really hoping the scar doesn't stay like this because it's so ugly, but it's much better. It still hurts a little bit, but getting there. Thank you for asking. Okay, so the bundle, I was a little hesitant to use it because we used it for stamp camp, but oh my gosh, there's just so much you can do with this. I'm going to give you lots of tips and tricks. I'm going to tell you all my pointers and all my things. This is the product we're using. This is the card we're making today. Would you like a sneak peek at what I'm also making the rest of the week? Vitamin E, yes, I am, Roz. Someone gave me that tip and I've been putting it on. Not every day, I forget. But when I remember, I've been doing that. Yeah, thank you. So I made this card on Monday. So part of the bundle is this die that kind of cuts out a negative. So pretty, just kind of as a nice backdrop. I love this card. I love Calypso Coral and Petal Pink together. My favorite, probably. Then yesterday I shared this card. I call this lazy coloring. So you have this really nice big image, which is a lot of coloring. And sometimes I just don't want a lot of color. And I just kind of color outside of the image. I call it lazy coloring. Shared that yesterday. Today's card was this thank you card. Tomorrow, oh my gosh, I love this card so much. It's probably my favorite out of all 5 of them. It's a Christmas card. So even though it's Fond of Autumn and we have acorns and leaves and all things autumn, ready for it? This is my favorite card. Isn't that so pretty? So I took these 2 guys that I'm going to show you how they get cut out in a second. And I just made them lots and lots and lots of times and cut them out and put them in a wreath with a really pretty bow and just a simple joy on the inside. Isn't that so pretty? This is my favorite. I love it so much. And then Friday, I decided to do something really kind of unique and different and not even necessarily a Jamie card. It's different. Isn't it pretty, Amy? I love it so much. It definitely pushed my creativity because I was like, how am I going to make a Christmas card out of this? Love it so much. Okay, this is Friday's card. I don't know. What do we think? It's kind of different for me. I stamped that big image, that same big image on one of our craft leaves. So just kind of kept like neutral, kind of rustic with a hint of soft sea foam there. And I really like it. It's very different for me. It's very, I don't know what you would call it. Not Jamie, but I like it a lot. Thank you, Polly. I'm so glad you love it. Thank you. You like it, Debbie? I'm like, it's different. It's different. Sometimes we have to try different things. This is like very Jamie. This is very Jamie. This is very Jamie. It's different. I like it. I really do. It's just kind of different compared to what I normally do. Thanks, Terry. So that's 3 of them have already been on my blog. The other 2 will be on tomorrow and Friday. and all the things. Okay, so let's get going because I've been yapping. Enough yapping. And you can't even see my scar. Oh, I need it. I gotta be more faithful about it then, because this scar is so ugly and I don't want it to stay as ugly as it looks right now. Okay. I did grab my bone folder. Okay, so my card starts off with Pale Papaya, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. I always do a top fold card. So if my cards are portrait, they're always going to be like this. Although I say that, and look what I did. This card was originally going to be this way, and then I changed my mind, so that stayed. But like my landscape card, top fold. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that such a pretty, I forgot I did that in the inside. Isn't that such a pretty script? Oh, I love this card so much. Okie dokie. What's everyone saying? Different is okay. I did have fun doing it because I do like it. It's just different than what I would normally do. Will you be doing any tutorials on any of these cards? Cynthia, funny you should say that. Funny you should say that. So, should I announce it? I haven't announced it yet. I haven't announced it. Do I want to announce it? So coming soon to crafter near you. No. So on my blog, you'll see there's a little shopping cart. So if you go to Stamp It Up with Jamie, you got to spell my name right. In the top, you'll see a little like icon of a shopping cart. So there I'm going to be starting to sell my tutorials. Very reasonably priced. And there's 2 there already. I haven't announced it. They've been sitting there and I haven't said a thing. I haven't opened my mouth, but they're sitting there. So if you click on that shopping cart, you can then, I think it says like return to the store or something like that. And that will take you to where I'm going to be selling my tutorials. So I'm in the process of writing up this week's tutorials. I have the previous 2 weeks sitting there. So to answer your question, no videos will be coming for them, although there will be reels. So if you follow me on Instagram, I did a reel on this one. I haven't decided what my other 2 are going to be yet. So kind of sped up videos you can find on Instagram, but the written out long form detailed list of product instructions, cardstock measurements, that will all be in tutorial form. I'm hoping to have it done by Friday over in my shop, but I haven't announced it. So coming to you from YouTube. You guys are the first ones to hear about it. Okay. So I have a separate piece of Pale Papaya. This is 4 1/4 by 5.5. And I embossed it using the Leaf Fall embossing folder. And by far, this embossing folder is so pretty. If you're doing autumn cards, fall cards, anything that sort of thing, you need this. It's gorgeous. And I think it's probably my favorite fall embossing folder I've ever seen from Stampin' Up. And it kind of has this sort of cascade. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard. There you go. It kind of has this like cascade of falling leaves. And so depending on where you're putting your cardstock, you can get a lot of leaves, or we can shift it more this way and have it just kind of in the bottom corner, or you can shift it up this way and have, so you can get a variety, a mix of embossed images depending on where you position your cardstock. Now, I want to show just about as many leaves as possible. So I'm going to put it kind of flush left and run it through my Stampin' Cut and embossing machine. Okay. And I get asked this question a lot, and if Amy's still on, it's her influence. Oh, I do have my, okay. So why don't I emboss the card front? Why don't I emboss just this piece right here? Well, I learned this from my upline Amy. She's still on. I do a separate piece because especially our 3D folders, which this is 3D, meaning it really makes quite the impression. There's lots of depth to it and a variety of kind of depth. And it can warp your card front, and it can actually even shorten it a little bit depending on just how detailed the embossing folder is. So if I do a separate piece, I'm not compromising the integrity of the card itself. So it'll still stand. There's my stamp. Oh, I guess I did it that way too. It'll still stand. It won't implode. If I were to emboss just the actual card front, there's a chance that it won't stand nicely. It might kind of meh a little bit. Yeah, we had a team stamping thing at Amy's, and she did that, and I was like, why do you do it separately? She told me. I was like, well, that's genius. I got to do it separately from now on. Okie dokie. So I have a plaid, a pumpkin pie plaid pattern. Oh my gosh. I feel like we could make a poem out of that. A pumpkin pie plaid pattern from the Regals Designer Series paper. So all the color collections come in Designer Series paper packs. Okay, so you get one all the colors except for basic black, and so you get Rich Raspberry. This is the Regals. Rich Raspberry, Garden Green, Crushed Curry. There's more Rich Raspberry, Blackberry Bliss, Old Olive. Okay, so this is great because sometimes you need a little Designer Series paper and you're like, none of the paper have any colors that I'm looking for, right? In this case, pumpkin pie. And so I went to the color collection, the Regals Designer Series paper color collection, and I just pulled the plaid one. And I actually like it because it has some variation of color, and it like almost matches the pale papaya, which I think is really cool. So this is 1 by 5.5, and my basic white here, I think, I don't really know measurements very well. I think it's 1 1/16, right? It's not 1 1/8. It's less. So it's 1 1/16, I think it is, by 5.5. It's a smidge bigger. That's how I measure. It's a smidge. No, seriously, that's how I measure. When I'm like cutting, I'm like 1.5 and a little bit. Don't make fun of me. This is how I do measurements. It makes sense in my head. Okay, so I have a list like the paper pumpkin, not paper pumpkin, paper pot. Oh my gravy, pumpkin pie on a little piece of basic white, and then onto the card front. 1 1/16 is a smidge. Okay, that's what it is then. 1 1/16. Smidge. It's a smidge. Okie dokie. Now let's talk. Oh, I didn't get basic white for my stamping. Hold on. Let's get a big one. Okay, so let's talk for a moment about the stamp, because at first glance you're like, okay, it's like a one-trick pony. It's got a big floral image and a couple of sort of complementary images. It's like a one-trick pony, but it does this really, really cool thing with the dies. So I'm going to stamp my image in Memento Black, which, by the way, this really hurts my finger. I'm not sure what muscle this uses with my middle finger, but oh, that hurts so much. And I really don't need the whole thing, but for the sake of showing you what I'm talking about, I'm going to stamp the whole thing. And it's a big, ginormous photopolymer stamp. So I am using my Stamparatus foam pad. And this just kind of allows the photopolymer stamp to kind of cushion into it almost. Okay. Beautiful. So you could leave it as is. You could do lazy coloring and just color the outside. You can do so much. But one of the things it does is, look at my dies. Oh, they're so well loved. We have 2 big dies here. We have this guy that will cut out the entire image. That will cut out the big chunky, I'm calling it floral, but it's kind of floral leaves image. Or that's door number 1. door number 2 is this guy, this die. And you'll notice that it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sections in it. So when I put it over this image and cut it through, it's going to cut out 4 different images. Let me show you. Give me a second. I'm just going to cut this out. Hopefully I do it right. Okay, fingers crossed. So when I run it through the die, I get 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 separate ones. So I can either cut them all out and it cuts out one big, ginormous, big, chunky image, or I can use the dividing die, so to speak, and it cuts out separate images. And we can use this for a card. This one we can make with the Christmas wreaths. It cut out these 2. Those are the ones I use for the Christmas wreath. Today, we're going to use the acorn one. I'm going to do some coloring. So I went a little non-traditional, and this was a nod to, I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. I am. Okay. This is a nod to my mom. She's not watching. She's out volunteering right now. But she, every season, I always ask her to make me a table runner. And she's an amazing seamstress, sewer. She likes to sew. And so she first bought me a pumpkin, and it was like this really pretty, like mint color. Oh, it was so pretty. Very non-traditional for a pumpkin. And then she made me the table runner, which matched. And it had like this mint color in it that picked up the pumpkin color, and like oranges and just browns. And it was so, so pretty. And traditional in the sense that it had orange in it, but you know, mixed with the mint, not necessarily overly traditional, but just so, so pretty. I love the combination of colors. So this is my sort of nod to that. So I'm coloring the leaves in soft seafoam. I'm not the world's best colorer. So I just kind of throw it on. I don't really know what I'm doing. I figure you can't really mess it up. Well, I mean, I suppose you could, but okay. And then the acorns, I did the bottoms in light crumb cake. Remember, all of our colors come in light and dark. They do complement each other nicely, but in this case, I'm going to keep them separate. So light on the bottom, and then a little extra. You can get one sort of shade from every marker, obviously, but then you can go over that same spot and get multiple colors. So I can initially put on, this is the dark crumb cake. So I can initially put on the dark crumb cake, let it dry just a smidge. Color it in, the little doodads, and then come back and just add a little bit more color and build on it. It's very subtle. It'll blend out a little bit, but you get the gist. I'm going to take the more fine tip end and just do my stems. Every marker comes with a fine tip end and then a brush end. And then we're going to do my leaf here in first. Hold on. Yep, pumpkin pie. The light pumpkin pie. And then I'm going to just give it a little bit of shading with the dark pumpkin pie. Now, you're going to notice this is a little different than my original card. I'm going to show you what I did. So I love the hint of orange. Whoa, that's far away for you guys. I love the hint of orange with that soft sea foam mixed with the crumb cake, but I wanted more. Like it was like the tiniest pop of orange, and I wanted more. I wanted more pops of orange. Do you see them? So what did I do? I'm going to show you what I did. I took my same image, and I just going to sort of ink up my leaf. And stamp it once. Whoops, that's the lid. That's not going to work. Ink it up again over here. And then I'm going to color them in. Same thing. Take my brush end and light pumpkin pie. Oh, pumpkin pie. I could go for some pumpkin pie right now. Doesn't that sound good? I have a friend. She makes these pumpkin chocolate chip bars, and they're literally, I could eat them breakfast, lunch, and dinner and dessert. They're so good. That sounds so good right now. I'm hungry. It's 11:26. We're getting close to lunchtime for us here. Okay, so let me color this one in with the dark a little bit. I'm not blending them. You could go back and blend the colors. I'm just not. Sometimes I like it not quite so blended and you see the lines a bit more. I like that sometimes. Then we're going to do some fussy cutting. Now, if you're not into fussy cutting, obviously you just don't do this part. You just leave the leaf off. But I'm going to just fussy cut this leaf out. I wish we have an extra acorn image and we have an extra leaf image, but not this kind of leaf, the other kind. I wish they gave us this kind as well, but we're going to make it work. So there's one. Doot, doot, doot. Give it a little bit of a haircut. Zoop. Whoops. Doesn't want to leave. Okay. And I love our paper snips for fussy cutting. If you do not have a super sharp pair of scissors, these are great. I like them because they're nice and small, which means I can easily get into these tight nooks and crannies. It's not an English muffin. Tight nooks and crannies and cut it out easily. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is take a little liquid glue and put it just on the tip and tuck one here. Kind of peekaboos out. Don't forget. Oh, thanks, Rosie. You're so kind. Doesn't pumpkin pie sound so good right now? Oh my goodness, I'm hungry. I'm a very faithful 12 o'clock lunch eater. Anybody else? I am like faithful. So if it's like 12:15, my stomach is like audibly growling at me. Oh, I guess I did another I'm not gonna do it, but I guess I added another little acorn guy too. Not acorn guy. Leaf. If you have a little bit of glue, I just kind of pick it up with my there. The Dutch seem to think pumpkins are just for soup and vegetables. Oh, really? Oh my gosh. I love pumpkin for dessert. Oh my gosh. These pumpkin chocolate chip bars, I'm telling you. They're dangerous. Okay, I gotta get to my linen thread, but hold on. It's like buried. So we're getting there, right? So I did this linen thread kind of wrap behind, and I'm just gonna put some, I moved you. Oh, a pumpkin roll. I've never had a pumpkin roll. I've seen them. I hear they're hard to make though. Aren't they like a little challenging to like roll it without it? What's the word? Cracking? Linen thread. Oh, my favorite. I use it all the time. I'm not a pumpkin pie fan, but my daughter makes the best pumpkin roll with cream cheese. Oh my gosh. I feel like I need to try. I've never had one before. I had pumpkin chocolate chip bread this week too. Oh my gosh. I'm so hungry. You guys are killing me with your pumpkin. Okay. This I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to how I do this. I just do it until it looks good. So I put a strip of adhesive and I'm just going to kind of wrap this around a couple times. And if I don't like it, I'm going to pull it off and do it again. Oh, I cut that one a little short. That's a little on the short side. So then I flip it over. Do I like the way it looks? Not really. I don't like that one. Let's do it again. That one's a little on the big side. A pumpkin roll. I'll have to look up. I think the grocery store, I've seen them at the grocery store, but I'm sure they're not as good as homemade. I've just heard like nightmares of trying to get it to roll without it cracking. There we go. That's not bad. It's missing another end, but that's okay. Okie dokie. So that's eventually going to go there. Let's do the sentiment. Although I ran out of basic white. Hold on. Hold on. That's it. But let's see what that'll do. Oh, it fell off. So we have a outline banner. You know me. I'm a sucker for banners. I love a good banner. So I'm going to, is that big enough? Yes. So I'm going to first stamp that in Memento Black. It cracks when it rolled if you roll it too soon. Oh, so since I got tired of throwing the cake out, I love it. Really? I'm the ultimate lazy cook. I hate cooking. I just really do. I love to eat, and I have to cook because my family needs to eat, although my husband does like to cook, but, you know, because of his work, I usually end up cooking. But I love to eat. Love to eat. Okay, so the sending many thanks fits in the banner, right? But in theory, I could do the whole thing. But the problem is I want it kind of running underneath my acorns. And so I'm just going to do the thanks. And what I'm going to do is only ink up my thanks. Now I could use a piece of washi tape, but honestly, there's enough room between the thanks and the many that I can just kind of eyeball. I'm just bringing the ink pad right over the T and then stopping. And then I'm going to stamp it kind of on the end. Whoop. Oh, you do? You love to bake. I feel like that's a lot of people. They either love to cook and hate to bake. I have a good friend that's like that. Or love to bake and hate to cook. I just hate all things in the kitchen. Every now and then I get like this, like inspiration, and I like cook and I'm like, you know, really into it. And then most of the time I'm not, although I hate cooking the same things over and over again. So I'm constantly trying new recipes, but whatever. I don't get like fulfillment out of it. I'm like, I can't wait to cook dinner tonight. Like those words will never be uttered from my mouth. Oh my gosh, an executive chef? Stop it. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I cook because I love to eat. Yes. Yes, Polly. I'm with you there. Okay, we have a die. Oh, did I freeze? There we are. Did I freeze for a little bit? We have a die that will cut out the banner. Be mindful that it is directional sensitive. So obviously you'll see this way, it doesn't line up perfectly. You just got to make sure one way will line up perfectly, the other way will not. So just be mindful of that. I love to rheumatism affecting. Oh, that doesn't sound nice. Oh, I'm sorry. That sounds rough. Okay, I'm just cutting this out. I can't get it. There we go. Lined up. Hopefully it doesn't move. My husband likes to cook, but I like my cooking better. I know. I said that out loud. You all heard it. Okay, so thanks is going to go that way. My doodad is going to go kind of laying across. I guess I put this up with dimensionals. Go figure. I don't remember doing that. And I took there they are. I took dimensionals out. I'm 80-year-old, but been cooking for a long time. Oh, my problem with eating out, Mary, is, how do I say it? Like I'm picky. I'm not a picky eater. I'll eat just about anything, but I like to eat well. And although I hate cooking, I'm a fairly good cook. I can hold my own, I should say that. And so sometimes we eat out and I'm like, I could have made this so much yummier and so much better and for like a fourth of the price. That's my problem. Like I love to eat out, but then so many times we eat out and I'm like, well, that was disappointing and ridiculously expensive. Next time, let's just stay in and do it ourselves. You know? I don't know. Lima beans and green beans. I'm not a big lima beans. I'll eat green beans and I don't like kale. I like kale like in salads, like a raw kale salad I'll eat, but I don't like cooked greens. So like broccoli rabe, even cooked spinach. I don't like cooked greens. Amy's like dying, like don't even. Okay, so I'm not even talking about what I'm doing. I'm putting dimensionals on. So I didn't put dimensionals over the belly here because it's going to go over my banner and it will be too high up. So just, you know, be mindful where you're putting your dimensionals. And then it does have like a little bump because your linen thread is there, but it's not too bad. And you can kind of squish it a little bit if it bothers you a lot. Okay. And to add a little bit of, whoops, everything comes flying out. A little bit of something. I'm adding rustic metallic adhesive backed dots. Say that 10 times fast. And I'm not sure what my take your pick tool is. Shocker. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay, so I'm going to add, these come in 2 different sizes. I'm going to add a small one up here. Whoops, get down. Oh, I must not have picked up the sticky with that. Does it have sticky on it? Okay, I'm not sure what's up with that one. That one does not have sticky on it. Let's try it again. One little one. One little one. That one is a dud. And then the larger one we'll put here. There we go. Okay, so that's the outside. You can do so much with this set. So much. And I figured because I had a little piece of, my linen thread just fell. A little piece, I had more of that same pumpkin pie plaid pattern. I figured I'd do a quick envelope. So my DSP here is 2 1/4 by 6. And I put it on and then give it a little smear up. A little, there it is. I'm like, I've literally lost everything. And then I'm going to trim it down. I had this left over and I don't use pumpkin pie a ton, that color a ton. So I figured, yeah, we'll make an envelope with it. I usually use it just for this time of the year, just for fall colors, cards. There you have it. Isn't that pretty? I love the pale papaya with pumpkin pie. So complementary to one another. So I love this bundle. I think you can do so much with it. I've used it in kind of different ways. I definitely used it more straightforward for my stamp camp. I kind of stretched it a little bit this time. So you can use the background die, which is beautiful. It also gets cut out. It can get cut out. It matches this big die. So you could cut that little background detail out. I did some lazy coloring. I did a Christmas card, love, and then kind of a different kind of card for me. So lots of possibilities. You can keep the big chunky image as one, like I did there. You can divide it up into 4 separate images. You're going to want this. It's called Fond of Autumn. Okay. Let me drop. It's so versatile. You can head to jamieb.com. Okay, that's my catch-all link. You can place orders. You can get the starter kit this month, which is amazing. You can reach out and ask me questions via social media, all the things. Okay, you're going to want this product. It's good just about all year round. It says Fond of Autumn, but there's floral images you can use for like anything, like, right? Like all year round floral images. So versatile. You're going to want this. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help. I'm not going to be on tonight, okay, as you can probably figure, but I will be back next week. It should be normal time, I'm hoping. No kids sports games till next week. So have a good rest of your day, everyone. Go get some pumpkin pie or something pumpkin-y to eat, and have a good rest of your week. Bye-bye.